Dope.
And we're live. Awesome. Hey guys, welcome back to another podcast where we pretty much learn about some entrepreneur journeys so we can hopefully find something that we can use for ourselves. So before I go full on and talk about today's podcast, I did want to mention a few shout outs to City Insight Houston, of course, for always letting us use the office and use the studio space. They always take care of all the clients, me as well. We help out all types of first-time home buyers, new people that are trying to sell their houses or any kind of apartments. Doesn't matter what stage you're at, City Insight Houston can help you. Another thing that I wanted to talk about and I wanted to give a shout out to is also the services that we offer at Grow with Ruben. Not only do we help you grow your business with our services, you can also grow your Instagram with the Instagram Launch Pro Plus, and you can find that at growwithruben.com. I think that's it. So, yeah. And so today I have a pleasure of having Christopher Smith, owner of Fly and also current engineer at Oceaneering. Chris, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing great, Ruben. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good, man. Putting that sponsor talk out front. I don't like doing that, but I know that it needs to be done, so I have to do it.
I understand, man. We all have to pay the bills some way.
Somehow. But it's a long-term play for sure.
Right.
When doing anything in media, especially if you're doing anything, it doesn't just catch fire right away.
Exactly.
So, the money's not coming right now for this platform, but hopefully some days we'll have some other sponsors that pay us better.
Right. Once they hear that you will give them a shout out,
yeah,
then they will give you a sponsorship.
Exactly. There's room there. There's also room in the middle and some room in the end, guys. If you're listening right now, that's there's some space being shared here. So, Chris, man, thanks for coming. I know that it was super last minute. We had somebody else that was supposed to come today and just decided that they couldn't. Oh, actually, they didn't decide they couldn't. They really couldn't. They told me about their emergency and they just couldn't be here. So, man, coming in clutch, dude.
Yeah. Anytime, man. Anytime that anybody needs something from me, I make sure that, I can provide that. And, I've known you for several years and, we've stayed in contact. So you reached out to me. You said, hey, why not? And I came through.
I saw you. I was going through my Facebook, and I was just going through my feed, and I wanted to find some kind of inspiration, somebody that was just like currently doing that.
Right.
I came across your post, and then I went on your page, and I was, anytime that I come across any of your posts, they're all really kind of not one just engaging. They're also, trying to point people in the right way.
Right.
So that's something that I noticed, and I was like, you know what? I would love to talk to Chris. So that's pretty much why I was like, we had a conversation, but the end goal, I was like, I need to have him on here today.
And I appreciate you having me on here. I've come into the light, very recently that the things that I've done that you've just seen, that I'm always pushing people to become better versions of themselves. It's really impacted a lot of people in my life that I did not know, that I did not go back and follow up and say, hey, is there anything that I did that helped you grow, that helped you become better, that helped you get to where you are today? And, over the past 3 months, there have been so many people coming and sharing with me that some of the things that I shared with them impacted their lives tremendously. And that's just, I would do this without getting paid for it.
Yeah.
So,
why? What got you there? I mean, not everybody wakes up and decides all of a sudden, hey, I want to help people out. It takes definitely a kind of person to help people out, especially if they're trying to help them out with getting nothing back in return.
right.
Those are especially good qualities for an entrepreneur, because usually an entrepreneur starting something from scratch, you need to, pretty much know and accept that, hey man, for the first 2 or 3 years, you got to grind. You got to build something. And if it's not good, if the market doesn't like you, then you got to start over, pivot to something else.
Yeah.
So what made you, what pretty much molded you into who you are today and wanting to help people out?
So you're wanting to go back to my story in the very beginning
I want to hear it all, man. I want to hear it all. We have time, I think.
We've got time. So back, I don't even remember what age I was. I just remember growing up in a very small town outside of Beaumont, Texas, and raised in very, very humble beginnings. I grew up on a dirt road. We would walk home from the bus stop, and we'd have to walk, a quarter of a mile to get to our house on rocks. And, my mom and my dad, they ended up, splitting apart very, very early on. And it was just me, my mom, and my little brother.
How early was that?
That's what I can't remember the age. It's probably between, for myself, the ages of 8 and 10.
Okay.
And one of the most memorable moments for me is my dad telling me that I was going to have to be the man of the house, and that I was going to have to take care of my little brother, take care of my mom, and not only that, but continually take care of myself. So from that moment on, I've always been someone that's, always been looking forward, looking towards, better things. I grew up, there's a cow pasture in the front of my house and a cow pasture in the back. So I like to say I was looking at better pastures and things like that. But growing up through high school, I've always been part of spoken word or acting or every type of accolade I could have, whether it was sports or academics or just having fun. I've always been that person that was always forward thinking and progressing. It wasn't until that I got to college and studying mechanical engineering.
What college did you go to?
Went to the University of Houston. Go
Okay.
Cougs, for any Cougs out there. I was introduced to this industry of network marketing and personal development and personal growth. And what I ended up doing is just taking and soaking all of that information in, because I saw it as an opportunity not only to grow someone's bank account, but to grow their minds, to grow their thinking, to grow their mentality. And once I took a hold to that, it's just been an amazing journey. It's been things that I was doing prior to even being part of that industry, but I didn't even know it. So it's always just been natural to me to go out and help others and just speak life and speak growth, speak manifestation into who they are and into who they want to be. So that's, going back, that's what, created what you see today and what most people know today as, Chris Smith or Christopher Lynn Smith or CLS Smith.
That's pretty short.
We'll talk about more. Trust me.
Man, there's a yellow mark on... I'm kind of a perfectionist. So as we're going, there's this yellow mark on your face. And I really want to fix it because I don't want anybody to be distracted from your story. So I think if you pull that all the way down, and then the live viewer, I think it's off. OCD right there. Yeah, boom, done.
Your computer had OCD.
Huh?
It had OCD.
A little bit. Just a little bit. It's a little bit. Oh, and now you have to make it smaller because that's what you're showing people now. And it needs to be perfect. There you go. Go back to him. Let's go back to Chris. That's not Chris. Pull this screen a little down because you're cutting off his head. Just pull this screen down. On here, not in there. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. No, too much. There. No, a little bit up. There you go. Bam.
There it is. Awesome.
We have the technology.
Fantastic. And now move me back. No, move me on here because you moved me. Yeah, so that you gotta move it up. No, not that guy. Click on double. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Boom. There we go. We're 100%.
Perfection.
All right. So CLS. So why CLS?
Why CLS?
Yes.
Well, my initials are Christopher Lynn Smith, so I've always been CLS.
Gotcha.
But where I really started using the name is when I started in the network marketing industry.
Okay.
I started it was 11 months that I made no money, and we'll talk about that company that I made no money in a little bit later.
Okay.
But then I joined a new company. It was a product that I didn't even consume, and within about 5 months reached a pinnacle of success that the majority of the company that the majority of the distributorship they don't achieve. And I was young at the time. I became well known, and then it made it much easier because the company gave a car bonus, and I ended up getting a Mercedes-Benz CLS 550. So everybody knew me as CLS with the CLS.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It
Is that
made
the
a lot of
same Mercedes that you have now?
I actually don't have a Mercedes now. I have a BMW. So.
Oh. All right. Tell me about your license plate.
A license plate. On the back, it says BAM FAM. And what that stands for, that doesn't mean that I'm an Alabama football fan.
Oh, I thought I was thinking something else.
Oh,
like
yeah. It
like
doesn't mean
swingers or
that.
anything like that.
It doesn't mean bad, whatever.
Gotcha.
Even though I am. But what it means is book a meeting from a meeting. And it's a concept, a business and sales and marketing concept that you are already familiar with. Whenever you go to the dentist office, you get your cleaning done, you get your work done, and before you leave, what does that receptionist make sure she does?
I can ask. My wife is in the building,
wow.
and she's a dental office manager. So what do they do?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
When you have a client that's done with their appointment, before they walk out of the door, what do you need to make sure they have done?
We have to make sure that they have a next appointment.
Wow.
Boom.
Book a meeting from a meeting. That's what that concept is. And my mentor, Mr. Holton Buggs, he actually shared that with me on one of his audio tapes, and he actually showed, how that is a really, really beneficial way to guarantee your return customers for your business, or guarantee your actual success from any prospects that you have looking at what you're doing. So that's what BAM FAM stands for. And that
Makes
just
sense.
so happens to be how I was able to achieve that Mercedes. So that's why I put that on the back of it.
Boom.
Yeah. Boom.
Interesting.
It's funny that you say boom.
Why?
Because of where we are today with that same mentor, with Mr. Holton Buggs, that company that he's the founder, CEO of, is called iBoomerang. And that is what we are marketing. Fly is the marketing arm, a part of the marketing arm for iBoomerang. And, one of our big phrases whenever we're presenting this information or whenever anything exciting happens is boom.
I just say boom when anything
Everybody
good happens.
says boom
Yeah.
when anything great happens.
Yeah. Okay. So before we go there, I wanted to kind of talk about why mechanical engineering.
So, I wanted to be my dad's boss.
Your dad's boss.
My dad's boss. That's the best way to explain it, my dad was a process operator at DuPont for my entire life.
Okay.
And I always had all these different types of trades. People have told me I should go into, being a preacher. I could I thought I was going to be an athlete. And, getting into college, I said, I want to be whatever person runs my dad's life at work. So that ended up being the engineers, because at DuPont, they're a chemical processing company, and I ended up saying, hey, chemical engineering, hey, mechanical engineering, these are the people that my dad have to answer to, and I always strive to be better than him. So in order to be better, I have to do better, and that became mechanical engineering.
I want to say it's crazy because I have a similar, kind of similar thing with my father. I won't even go into it just for another day, but basically I have this goal that is like, okay, well, here's a target. I think my dad's my target. I need to pass that.
Mm-hmm.
So I have that same, I guess, goal.
Right. And all parents want their children to be better than they are. They want to be able to afford their kids with a life that's greater than what they were able to. So, I think your dad would love for you to be able to surpass that pinnacle that you set, that goal that you set. And you should. And you will.
I think for sure I will. I'm not quitting, so I'm never going to quit. So that's one thing that I got going for myself. And then I'm comfortable at what I'm doing. I love doing what I'm doing. So I have a plan. I feel that everybody that has a plan, as long as you implement the right plan, because everybody can give you some bullshit plan, but if you have a plan and you can logically really think to yourself like, okay, if I do these little milestones, then it's going to equal out to, A or B. So you just continue repeating that, and it's going to get you somewhere. Exactly. So, but it's always having a plan that I think it was very important. I was trying to check the sound just to make sure that we sound
no
fantastic.
problem. One of the things about having a plan is if you don't have a plan, then the work that you're putting forward, it's not going to achieve what you want. So you need to make sure you plan your work, and then you work your plan. You work that plan. So it sounds like what you're doing is following along that plan and working that plan. You're not just watching the plan or looking at the plan on the wall or anything like that. You're actually putting that work and effort into what you want to achieve. So that's great, man. Keep it up.
And I think also it's very important that just because you have a plan doesn't mean that you can't modify or upgrade your plan.
Right.
Or like some companies, which there's this book. It's actually right next to me. It's Expert Secrets.
Okay, I see it. Russell Brunson.
Yeah. So basically, have you heard of this company called ClickFunnels?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have heard of ClickFunnels for sure.
Yeah. So I tried it. I think if somebody that's like not, let's say, just not computer savvy or tech savvy, I think even for people that are, click savvy, it saves them a shit ton of time.
Yeah.
But ClickFunnels pretty much like, drag and drop funnel system. It's amazing. But if you like to like kind of modify some of the small, let's say you want to like add widgets that like say the NBA current scores on the right hand side of your website, then you can't do that. Right. So, but he says in his book is called about just how people stack up things on top of what they already sell, and then you stack up from there. And I think for MLMs, multi-level marketing, if y'all don't know what it is, what it teaches pretty much is like, oh, I'm gonna sell you this, but if you sign up today, you're also gonna get this. And then just because you're special, we're going to get you this other piece of our magic syrup for you to sell.
Right.
So he talks about how the stack works, and I'm 100% sure it does. I guess every business has kind of implemented in that way, but that's completely off track. So Fly. Oh, wait. We talked about your mechanical engineering.
Yes.
You're working at Oceaneering. How long have you been working there?
I just made a year at Oceaneering last week.
What do you do? Like, I know you're an engineer. I know you're a mechanical engineer.
Right.
But what do you do on your day to day?
So in one sentence, I make sure the world doesn't blow up.
Okay. That's very important.
In more than one sentence, I go through and I develop and implement risk and inspection plans for different oil and gas processing or platform facilities.
Okay.
And that still doesn't tell you what I do.
Yeah. No. So let me see if I can paint a picture. So are you coming to an office, you're sitting down in a chair, and you're in front of a computer figuring things out?
That's about the best explanation. That would be a non-technical, non-engineering way of saying what I do.
Okay.
And some people, they say, hey, all you do at work is color, because all I see on your Snapchat when you're posting is a whole bunch of colors, a whole bunch of drawings. So I think you're an artist.
So you have downtime then?
I have a lot of downtime. I create my downtime from working efficiently.
Right. Sorry, excuse me. So what are you supposed to be, like, if you have downtime? Because obviously not everybody deserves downtime, right?
Right.
Like, not everybody can just get hired and then all of a sudden they have downtime. You created this downtime by doing all your work, like you said, efficiently and just faster.
Right.
So do you have any micromanagement telling you what you can do with your downtime? Or this is downtime where you're like, you know what, I'm going to start a side company today?
I'm free to choose and do with my downtime what I want with my downtime. See, we have goals and deadlines that we need to meet. And as long as I'm meeting and exceeding those deadlines and those expectations, I'm not micromanaged, I'm not questioned, and it's really been a blessing for me to have that type of opportunity, because it doesn't happen everywhere.
I gotcha. But that's really good. The only way that I was able to, so I have, like I said, I have my wife in here. She can vouch for me or call me a liar. But, I worked full-time in property management. That's literally what the job was, from 9 to 6. I'm sorry, I'm getting signaled for something.
I'm not just saying that if you can check the...
Sorry, guys. Whoops. Bam. Perfect. Sorry about that, guys. So I was literally living the 9 to 5 life.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say we were pretty comfortable. I accumulated about 4 weeks of vacation, paid off, your birthday paid off. During Harvey, we got stuck in LA, and when I got back, I got a check because the office was closed. So I got paid for those Harvey days, even though I wasn't even in town. So I couldn't even make it anyways. That was a crazy trip. Our hotel was only for like 2 days, and we had to stay there for like 4 or 5 days.
It was probably a good trip.
It was amazing. It was an adventure. It was definitely an adventure. We were just not prepared.
Right.
And I was thinking that Hurricane Harvey wasn't really going to do anything. So, like, even before it started raining, I was like, everybody's overreacting. Nothing's going to happen. You'll see. And then I get to California, and it's like, it's going to hell here, man.
Calling back, all your friends are floating down 59.
I had some friend message me on Facebook or comment on something, and he goes, he's like, there's water coming into my mom's house or something. This is no joke. you don't understand what's happening. I don't know. He got offended, but I think that happens a lot in our generation for some reason.
People just love to voice their opinions on how offended they are by someone else.
Yeah,
just living their life.
Yeah, makes no sense. Makes no sense. But we were talking before I got sidetracked. We were talking about you were talking about your engineering job. Oceaneering, is it called oceaneering because y'all do like a lot of underwater work?
Right, so that's where they, got their claim to fame is in the ocean and doing engineering in the ocean. So what they're most known for are those ROVs and subsea equipments and robotics.
No idea what that is.
So an ROV is a remotely operated vehicle.
Okay.
It's essentially a submarine that's just operated by someone on the surface. It's
like a
robot.
drone.
Yeah, an underwater drone. Yes.
Okay. You would have lost some people, I'm pretty sure. I was lost. I had no idea.
Like I said, explaining engineering is much harder than actually doing the engineering.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I have a couple friends that. So I have an interesting friend. His name is Daniel. I think he's going to be on the show next week.
Okay.
I'll let him share it, but mostly literally moved to Houston because his engineering job had him here. I'll let him explain in detail. And then literally quit his job maybe like a year or two into it, quit his job and took off with an entrepreneur project that we had. I didn't feel that I was contributing much to that startup because I had this going on too.
Right.
So I had to step down. But I went to go visit their office today. It's amazing, and it's big, and they're doing amazing. They're helping a lot of people out.
Okay. It sounds like Daniel's somebody I need to meet.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. And I'm gonna. Yeah, he's gonna fly in from Colorado next week.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
I think Thursday we'll have him on.
Awesome.
That'll be interesting. So oceaneering. So you're an entrepreneur, obviously. You're just working right now at your engineering job because you have an engineering job. I mean, like, who wouldn't want to have that security while still creating something on the side? Mm-hmm. So when I first met you, you got into like multi-level marketing.
Right.
And you were with some energy drink.
Mm-hmm. Well, I didn't just get into...
You didn't? Okay. When did that happen?
Me getting into multi-level marketing.
Yeah, so let's not even go to where we met each other.
Okay.
All right.
So let's go ahead and explain that success journey. Okay. In 2010, 2011 is when I was introduced to the company that you're going to talk about, ACN. Yeah. I was...
I'm sorry, one more time. What's the name of that company?
ACN.
And is that an abbreviation for something?
For, I think, All Communications Network or American Communications Network, something Communications Network.
I gotcha.
Right. And, I was in that company. I was in that company for 11 months as a college student, sharing these deregulated services, these, cell phones, home phones. Before FaceTime came out, they had a video conferencing service that was really, really big, but FaceTime wiped that out completely because it was a dedicated device that you needed to sell to someone and then sell the monthly subscription to be able to communicate with someone else that had purchased this dedicated device. Anyways, going on that 11-month journey.
So, hold on. Let me stop you right there. So you're saying that a person had to buy a device but another person needs to buy that same device and then purchase a monthly service so they can communicate on it.
Video.
Oh, through video.
Through
video. Okay.
Right.
And you guys were like the only people doing this at the time, or were there any like companies starting to bring this out?
There was companies kind of like Skype and Uvu and all those other companies, but as far as that dedicated device that worked worldwide and it was that type of connection,
Yeah.
that was the only company to
Gotcha.
my knowledge.
Gotcha.
But that wasn't even a service that I was able to sell.
Gotcha.
We built a team. At a point in time, it was of over 40 people. We sold services. And throughout that 11 months, I invested a lot of time. I invested a lot of money.
11 months is a long time.
11 months is almost a year.
Yeah.
A year is a long time.
Yeah.
11 months is for sure.
Yeah. And you grew your team to how big?
At a point, it was over 40 people.
Okay.
And we had some successes, had some failures. But at the end of the 11 months, the same thing that was occurring is that we weren't getting a paycheck. And what you talked about earlier is that entrepreneurs, they get into whatever, whether it's their own business, whether they're going to start working with someone, under someone, and they've got to have a mindset that it's going to take a little bit of time to make something, right? Well,
So they're pretty much ready to give up this time anyways.
they were definitely pretty much ready to give up, and I was as well, because we were investing monthly, we were paying our monthly fees, paying for these services that as a college student I didn't need. What did I need internet for? What did I need
Well,
another
internet,
phone for?
maybe.
What
But
did
maybe
I-
like not a home
What
line
did
phone.
I need internet for? Because I was staying on the college campus.
Not Starbucks, though, because if I see you at a Starbucks, I'm going to slap you across the
Slap me
head.
across the face. But it's a specific Starbucks, okay?
I wouldn't do that.
It's the Starbucks that we always frequented in that company.
Okay.
And I can go there to this day, and there will still be people walking around with their little pins that say ACN on their lapel. And, that was a culture thing that was built up. And a big thing in network marketing is how your culture is. And that's what kept us in that company for 11 months, making no money.
Yeah.
Was the culture, was the information that we were receiving, was the personal development. So I say that 11 months, I invested into myself. I grew who I was going to become. But at the end of the 11 months, I had to make a decision. I had to make a decision not only for myself, but for the people that were along with me. And we had to make a decision to join another company that would be better fit for us. As a college student, we don't know, and nobody's going to listen to us about these things that we were selling at that time.
Yeah.
As far as my network, I can't speak on everybody else's network. I can only speak on and to my network.
Your experience, too.
And to my
Yeah.
experience.
From your
Exactly.
perspective, man. That's what we want to hear.
Exactly. So, we made that decision and it wasn't something that we were just, out there looking for, but we were open to it. I was, trying to recruit somebody in front of the library at U of H, and a guy overheard me. His name was Brandon. He said, hey, you should come and check some information out at this address. I pull up to the address later that night.
You didn't ask, like, can you give me a hint?
We talked. I didn't
Okay.
ask. I kind of knew what it was since I was in the industry.
Okay.
I knew what he was talking about.
Gotcha.
And at that time, my ears were perked up. I was listening. I was open.
Yeah.
So I went to this address, and from that point on, I've just been experiencing just the most luxurious types of lifestyles that other people have been living, and just working to where I can try and live that myself. Not try, because I don't use that word.
Gotta do it.
I got to do it.
Yeah.
Either you do it or you don't do it.
Right.
And I've been able to do it. But that address that I pulled up to, it was a high rise on Allen Parkway, and they introduced me to another network marketing company. And my biggest objection was I do not consume that product. I've never consumed this product. I hate the smell of this product, but I've always been told that I've got the gift of gab, and I could sell ice to an Eskimo, sell a comb to a bald man. And essentially, I was able to sell a product that I didn't consume on a consistent enough basis to achieve a good amount of success, get a well-known name in especially the Houston area, but in the industry. And then that's just what's been my liftoff of success in this business.
Why don't you sell real estate?
So that is something that is in the works.
Okay.
But I know too much about selling real estate to go and get my real estate license, because I'd rather just do wholesale deals.
Is it because of the time to get your license?
No, it's not. I just here's a concept. If I can do it for free and get paid for it, I'd rather do that, or work my way up to being able to do that. So middlemaning deals, like the wholesale real estate, just being a connector of someone who is selling a house and someone who is buying a house, and just having that little piece of work. Maybe they need to have some updates or some upgrades done to their house, scheduling that work and just telling the buyer, hey, you're going to buy it directly from this person, and telling the seller, hey, you're going to pay me this for it. So not the whole real estate, agent.
You just want to be the middle guy.
I just want to be the middle guy.
So I think, some people don't know about, there's so many things you can do with your real estate license. It's so lucrative. You can these apartments, especially for millennials, they're next to buy their homes. They're next to buy their homes, but most of them are still renters. A lot of people are not ready to settle down. I feel that this generation is like, you know what? I'm not gonna buy anything out in the suburbs. I'm gonna come back in. So usually when they're at that age, if you're not balling out of control, so anything inside the inner loop that's livable in, it's gonna be a pretty penny.
Right.
So they rent, right? So you got these properties that pay $5,000-$7,000 commission checks because you have a real estate license, and you tell your client, you tell your homeboy, like, hey, check out this property. They apply, you're done. You just send them the invoice, and you got a license. So
yeah, that sounds like social entrepreneurship at its finest.
Yeah, and it's just one little funnel, know. So that's some of the clients that, and since we're on it, let me go ahead and do our little commercial break. Hey guys, if you're just joining in right now, I have Christopher CLS Smith in the house, oceaneering and owner of Fly. Wanted to just get a little break in and let you guys know that if you were affected, or if you were at the deer park during that burning and you're trying to find something to move to as quick as possible, or you would like to invest outside of that area, definitely hit us up at cityinsighthouston.com. The phone number is right there on the website. It's 24-hour AI bots that will answer all your questions, and then they'll help you. So Chris, back to what we were saying, man. So anything apartments, houses, commercial, you can't do those things without a license.
Yeah.
So I know that most of the things that stop people from getting their real estate license is that, one, the Champion School of Real Estate, they'll charge you, their prices, which is good because you have a lot of hands-on help. But if you're able to do things on your own and just teach yourself, people that love to read books, there's an online course. You can literally get it done in the hours that is required. So in almost less than 2 months, you can almost be licensed.
Yeah.
So,
and so many people have been telling me about real estate and that I should do real estate, but my focus right now is building capital, building a foundation to be able to go and do bigger and better in that industry.
Yeah, that's good, man. But you can also do it on the side. Come talk to me, man. Come talk to me.
This guy is trying to recruit me. I love it.
It's not just that. It's just I always like to present opportunity to anybody. Doesn't matter where you're at. You can
Exactly.
be the richest person in the world, but if you have a real estate license, that's another little funnel you can add
Exactly.
to your book of business. You guys check it out. It's on Grow with Ruben. The blog, y'all check it out. I got a step-by-step guide. Y'all can literally go on there and read on there, and I tell you exactly what to do so you can get that.
Fantastic. I
Yeah.
love it.
Tell me about Fly. Well, actually, we're still on ACN. Okay.
That's what you wanted to talk about, man. Let's
talk about ACN. The reason I want to talk about ACN is because I have a good friend of mine that I used to work with back in the day, even before the apartments. And right now, I went to one of their meetings. I wanted to hear it out. And I also like to network. I like to meet with other people, right? And especially people that are in multi-level marketing. Those are one of the best salespeople ever. Because first, you're selling something that AT&T sells.
You're selling something that they can go get elsewhere for less.
Exactly. So I went and checked that out. Here's my experience. And Eric's here on the controls. Man, I'm so sorry. I didn't even give Eric Mariscal a shout out. The man's on the controls right now. I just wanted to give it up for him very quick. Boom.
Yeah.
There he is. We're going to have 3 cameras next time, so we'll have better visuals. So this is my experience with ACN. Okay, we went, and you can tell me if this is already something pre-planned. Okay.
Okay.
So they invite all their members to come to like the Hilton or something, and all their members are there, which is weird because if this is like a recruiting event, then why is maybe 75% of people that are already members?
90%.
90%. Okay. So then all of the guests, they come in, and I'm pretty sure that if you're in the company, you're pretty knowledgeable about your products.
You're
right?
supposed to be. If you're in any company and you're doing any type of business, you should have
gotta be the
good
expert.
knowledge. You should work to be the expert.
Yes.
Yeah.
But when you're the seller in front of a client, you're the expert.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So, so we're in there, and he knows I'm not lying. We're in there, and they say something like, "Oh, and by the way, you get this much if you sign this people to this program, and we have directors and things that have made it, have done it." And then everybody cheered like it's the first time that they hear it. They're just like, "Oh my God, that's amazing." And we're like looking around like,
Yeah, no, that's part of the culture.
Oh.
Remember I spoke about the culture
yeah.
earlier. ACN has a very, very strongly built culture
Yeah.
with phonetical cues on when to clap, on when to show that excitement, when to show that energy. And it needs to happen to get the guests that are there
Yeah.
to say, oh, if they're excited, I should be excited as well.
Right.
It's a great concept. I just think the vehicle of ACN doesn't drive that naturally with guests. When I stood on your couch and I shared with you how our business model works and how our people, are able to save money, how we're able to show people how to make money, and how we're having fun doing it. It was something that you and Michael looked at and said, "Hey,
Eric,
shit, I don't know why I said
okay,
Michael.
you're good. It's all right.
I'm not very big. I'm not.
Somebody's talking about
Somebody's
you.
talking about me.
Yeah. Michael's watching you, probably.
Probably my cousin Michael. Michael Sinclair, if you're watching this, I just called you out. But when I shared that with you and Eric, my main man Eric, you guys said, that makes sense. There was energy that was derived within from just you.
Yeah.
It was just me sharing that with you. I didn't need anybody cueing you to clap or cueing you to cheer. And that is the old model of network marketing. That is the old model of what I like to call, social marketing or social entrepreneurship. And what we're working on doing is bringing that new wave in, that new way of doing things, of doing this industry. And that's been one of my biggest pet peeves, is that people believe that, especially with the millennials about to come into all of the wealth, it's going to be a great transferal of wealth from Generation X and the baby boomers to us.
Right.
They're going to continue doing the same things over and over and over and over again and expect with us that it's going to bring a different result. It's not.
No,
you're
too
going to
much
have to
information
change
out there.
for us. You're going to have to do something different to shift. And in order to do that, it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a huge change, because we just don't respond like the other generations did.
Definitely.
We are so different, so vastly different. And my knowledge and understanding of that has gotten me to where I've been asked by multiple different companies to, hey, come in and share that with us. Share that with us on a corporate level. And there have been people that have been trying to recruit me for years, that they just want me to bring my energy and effort. But I was very, very specific with who and what I choose to do business with.
Yeah.
So the majority of people get told no.
Yeah, I was probably one of those. I was actually really interesting. Here you are, with, I want to say maybe like 16, 19 people in this 2-bedroom apartment. I don't know why I was there, but I was working at that property at the time.
You were, yeah.
And I came by. I don't know exactly what happened. You were busy. You were like kind of conducting a meeting. I just got there and I was like, hey, well, look, I'm doing this real estate thing. And that's where the idea started way back then, but I threw it out there, but y'all were too busy. Y'all were like really busy, and
Focused.
I was focused, just like so focused. Your attention was like on the mission, on what you needed to get accomplished that day. So I fell out of place a little bit because, again, I was just like,
it wasn't for you.
Yeah, it wasn't for me. It wasn't. It was definitely not. Yeah, for sure. So you were at ACN. Well, before we move on, I know that we're on this ACN, but it's only because
it's a personal experience for you and Eric.
Yeah. So we're there, and there's people like tapping me, like, "Aren't you excited?" Which is kind of crazy because like,
were they the people that invited you?
It was like their friends and one of their like wife or something. They were just like very encouraging and getting hyped up over something that I'm like, well, if AT&T, the company, is my competitor, then for their services, I don't know how I can scale this.
Right.
Without putting a shit ton of work into that.
Right.
But anyways, it was just so kind of deceiving in a way, and I caught on to it immediately. So that was my experience.
What one of my mentors used to say is that, he called it a dog and pony show, or it was filled with smoke and mirrors, because people like you and I that think a little deeper than what's on the surface, we can see through that. Because we know numbers, we know how the world and how different industries work. Yeah. So that's what you were able to see. But what you didn't see is what you wanted to see. You didn't see them saying, okay, how you can make this scalable or how you can compete with AT&T. They didn't share that with you because they were so focused on building a massive group and sharing this with the masses, that it's kind of like the franchise mentality. If you know of a mom and pop shop that's really, really successful, anytime they go and start franchising out, their quality goes down. It's worse.
Have you seen Founder?
Founder.
It's the story of Ray Kroc.
Yes.
That
yes.
shit's crazy.
Yes. I watched that when it first came out, and I thought that's what you were talking about. I just didn't want to be wrong.
Yeah.
Because I hate being wrong.
It's okay. You can be wrong.
Yeah.
So be yourself.
But yes, Founder. That movie is the exact concept of having, a high reach,
Mm-hmm.
but at the end of the day, you have a low touch, low personability with your actual market. Like, people do business with, like, this is how I would share it with you, with people that they know, like, and trust.
Mm-hmm.
How are you gonna go and take over AT&T's market? You're not.
Yeah.
But you may know, let's say, 1,000 people or 2,000 people or 3,000 people if you're very popular, right? That you will be able to touch and talk with personally. If they know, like, and trust you, and they will sign up for those services or become a customer of you with something that you're offering, trying to better yourself, the only reason that they would say no is because they either don't know you, they either don't like you, and they don't trust you, or they haven't had the opportunity to do all three of those things.
So the problem with those companies and those MLMs that I see from like a social, just viewing it from a social thing, because there's memes of like somebody's inviting you to this meeting, they can't tell you what it's about, but you got to be there at 5:30. It's like, run, like that's kind of a thing.
So there's external memes, and there's also internal memes. A guy sent me. This is hilarious. He hadn't even joined the company yet. He hadn't even joined us and started working with us yet, but he's excited. He sent me a meme earlier, and he was like, a prospect that you shared your opportunity with, and they went somewhere else, and they got scammed. This is what happens. There's a person that's essentially just got their hand above water, and there's another person that looks like they're reaching down to help them. What you see in the next frame is them getting a little closer, and then the last frame is them giving a 5, and then the person drowning because they got let go. They went to somewhere else when you were trying to share with them something life-changing.
I see.
But, that was a funny meme. It's a very, very dark, horrible concept. Yeah. But, like there are memes outside, there are also memes inside.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
That's cool. That kind of defends. There's always two sides to something.
Right.
So ACN, you were there for 11 months. How much did you make total?
When I decided that we were going to go and join that other company, I guess ACN caught wind, and they sent me a check in the mail. Let's see. Rhonda, do you want to take a guess at how much that check was?
Is it high or low?
Do you want to take a guess at how much that check was? Just throw a number out there. Any number you say, you're going to be wrong.
Okay, I'll say $1,000.
$1,000. Okay, let's take that $1,000 divided by 100. It was $10.56. And it's still unopened to this day.
11 months, $10.56. Let's move on from that company, right? So we're moving on. You were leaving. You decided to leave. Where are we going next?
We went to a company called Organo Gold. It's
Is that the coffee?
That is the coffee.
Okay. Please tell me about this.
My first day, I made more than $10.56.
That's already an improvement.
A huge improvement.
Yeah.
We were there and we were working. It was something that just made more sense and that we could sell, because I knew people drank coffee even if I didn't drink it. I still to this day, I don't like drinking coffee.
Okay.
What I drink, they don't even call it coffee. It's essentially just a whole bunch of sugar and cream and a little bit of water, right?
Okay.
I still don't like coffee to this day.
What was the selling pitch though for that coffee?
The selling pitch was it was a very healing geared coffee there is an herb, an extract called Ganoderma lucidum.
What
and
does
it was
that? What's that extract do?
It just heals. It's got so many healing powers. Holistic medicine. Look it up.
Gotcha.
It's a great product. Okay.
I'm looking this up.
Definitely look it up.
I'm trying to be healthier.
Once again, though, the old model of network marketing was found in that company as well, where people are paying more from the products that you're purchasing from the person than they would in the store. You can go and find that same type of herb, same type of extract in a coffee at the King's Market, the any Oriental supermarkets or anywhere. You can find this coffee with it's not labeled Organo Gold, though. It's not labeled the different types of network marketing companies. So in a sense, we're asking people to pay more for something they can get elsewhere, or something they can get in a actual grocery store, or an actual cell phone company, or an actual electricity company. I've been part of so many companies like that, even in Organo Gold, made so much money, had a lot of success, built a huge team, was recognized on stages, spoke and give trainings to groups of people, rooms full of people.
So let me ask you a question before you move on further. So you said you're on stages, okay?
Yes.
So, I see people like on stages constantly for example, ACN, right? What were you on the stage for? What did you do that was such a huge accomplishment? Which I'm pretty sure you are an accomplishment. You are, because you're smart. But what is it that this company was like, oh, he did this, we're going to put him on stage in front of their whole entire network?
Just to be straightforward, recruiting, sales, and team production.
Okay.
That's
right.
it.
And did you beat anybody else's?
I mean, it was just a bunch of us that achieved these ranks, and we were put on stage, or we had these ranks, so we were put on stage to give a training to, all the people that came to meetings that day, and so on and so forth. I mean, It was just achieving a level of success that we wanted to market and promote to the new people that came in to say, hey, you can achieve this, because if this guy did it, you can too.
Right. I see. That works sometimes.
It
a
does.
lot, actually.
Yeah.
There's I got out of corporate America, but in the corporate world, there's things like, hey, there's leasing agent of the year, manager of the year.
Yes.
And these awards, which is complete bullshit, because what is that going to do? That's just going to drive you to get more sales, which at the end still benefits them, but there's a big ceremony, which it looks good on camera. And award ceremonies always look tremendous for their content as well. So it's it's its own highlight reel.
Exactly.
So you're at coffee.
At coffee. There were some challenges that occurred within the direct line of sponsorship.
Okay.
I don't believe in bad-mouthing anyone. I've been bad-mouthed because of the decisions that I made.
Yeah.
But the decisions that I made were not just about me. They were about, okay, how can I better serve the people that I'm working with? How can I better serve them in a better place? And what ended up happening is the energy drink company that you knew about, that you were,
I was learning about.
You were learning about.
Yeah. And I liked it too. I drank some. It was actually pretty good. Only
great.
Because you guys gave me free samples constantly.
And that's one of the
the
that's one
perks.
of the perks
Okay.
is we give free samples to our customers.
Yeah.
But we were presented with opportunity. I was presented with opportunity to essentially go and make that my baby.
Yeah.
They gave me free range to do whatever.
Okay.
And in the time that I joined the company, from then to the time that effectively we sold the company to another network marketing company, the energy, the excitement, the effort that we were putting in, we were able to help the company reach $1 million in sales in the first year. And then the rug was ripped from under everybody.
I think I heard about this.
Right. Yeah, it was a big petitions, some things we were trying to fight for our product because we really believed in it. But at the end of the day, things just didn't go the way that we wanted them to. And when that happened to me, I was actually affected very, very heavily. There are some people, you'll go and see on my Facebook, there are still some people that are kind of hurt from it, but they weren't hurt as much as I was because
you're invested.
Because I was invested. I was all in. Yeah. I had keys to the corporate office. I was doing all the corporate training calls, all the weekly opportunity calls. I was in a position acting as the vice president of sales.
Okay.
And that was the recognition that I was just about to receive before that decision was made to say, hey, we're going to sell this product, sell this company. And
they sold the company?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And, that all of that effort, all of that energy, I thought I was going to drop out of college completely and just do that full time because it was going that well.
And especially with like an entrepreneur mindset, I'm pretty sure you were probably, if you're like getting this title and you're an entrepreneur in your thoughts anyways. So why not just quit school and let it go?
What did I need school for at that point?
For what?
For what? So, when that happened, I stopped doing, I joined another company, but it just wasn't the same. I was really apprehensive about the industry and about the ways that things were going. So I graduated college, and that's been for the past 3.5, 4 years that I've just been working and just watching what's going on in the industry. And now, as of 3 months ago, as of 2.5 months ago, we're back in. I'm back in a position where, okay, I'm ready to go. Hey, I'm partnered up with a company that is doing something different. It's leading the charge for the new wave. But what our goal is as an organization, as a team, and mine as a leader, is to be that new wave. Because there has to be
something that changes.
Something that changes, but it has to be a catalyst that creates that change. And it starts with one person. It's going to start with me.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to jump on that. Let me see here. What's your time looking like?
We got 20 minutes.
We got 20 minutes. All right, let's see.
I don't even need to look at the clock.
Okay.
I just know what time it is.
I got it. All right, perfect. I have all day.
I know you do, but I've got meetings, man. I
know you're an important person. You're super busy. If you weren't busy, then I would feel a different way. But I know you're busy. You're not just gonna go home and watch Netflix,
right?
And, just goof off,
exactly,
smoke some pot or something.
I can do any of that when I go home.
No, you can't. Engineer.
Exactly.
And you control a really important job, so we can't have you doing that high.
Exactly.
Right. So before we jump into Fly, you did put your shoes on our couch. Let me see if I can. That couch right there. And we have a whiteboard right there. So you were kind of breaking this model down for me. Here's the thing about me, like I love giving back feedback, and I like to give my opinion on how something would go logically, right? So when somebody comes up to me with like ACN or some other MLM, World Source One. I used to be into it back in the day.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of MLMs back in the day. Every product that is presented to me, it's something that I'm like, well, I have way too much information in my hand. I know that I can just literally go to AT&T.com and find it cheaper. Why would I pay you 5 cents higher on your electricity so you can make some residential income? Why would I sign up? Or why would I go in competition against the provider itself? Which, like you said, network marketing is amazing because of the networking. You know,
Exactly.
that's pretty much the biggest point there, which is really good because if you have any other side projects, you have your network to reach out, right? So that's really good depending on the network. I know there was a big one called like Kaya or something. Kiani. Heard about those too. They have like a super huge network.
Yep.
I wouldn't fall for that product because again, it's that kind of product that I'm like, I'm not gonna go against the manufacturer and try to get clients for myself because it's still putting out work. But your plan that you drew out for me and how this model is, it makes sense in the numbers. Like it adds up.
Yeah.
So everybody will tell you here, I give multi-level marketing like a bad. I have YouTube videos where I'm literally just like going off on MLM companies and why you shouldn't do MLM, especially if you're an entrepreneur. But the network is key though.
Yes.
So the network, if you have the money and you want to increase your circle of your sphere of influence, join an MLM if you have the money. Back in the day, though, I didn't have the money, and I was paying those fees and not getting anything back in return. So there's like a salty, younger Ruben inside me still.
Yes.
But yours was logical. Makes sense, man. Tell me about Fly.
So Fly, we, like I told you earlier, it was a concept for me back in 2017 to launch an umbrella corporation that did multiple things. Back in 2017, I was selling Fire Sticks, fixing iPhones, installing TVs.
How do you fix iPhones?
His screen protector is broken, but if they were cracked or if there were some things that were like not working, such as a speaker or the microphone or things like that, I would fix it. I would open it up and have the tools to fix it.
So I think it was like last week. Okay. Last week, I ordered like a repair kit from Amazon for an iPad 2 second generation.
Okay.
And had a cracked screen. It's been like somewhere in my closet floor for like 7
years
or 8 years. Yeah, it's been there forever. I fixed the screen. I did it myself, but in the process, I fucked up the on and off button and the sound can't go up and down. So now, but I tried working with it, and the technology is so old that it's just like super slow. Like it's not even worth it.
So
it's not even worth it.
Yeah. You probably just disconnected something. That sounds exactly like what I would do to fix those devices.
Yeah. So you're doing this all yourself.
So yeah, I was doing this all myself. I ended up building a team of people that were selling these products, which were the Fire Sticks, that were referring me to people that needed.
I think I got.
You did?
I think the Fire Sticks.
Yeah.
I think one of your guys tried to
sell you one.
Tried to sell me one. No, actually, he did.
He did.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I did worked. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't have to sell it to you though, but I did get paid from it.
Yeah.
So, I built a team and we were just doing it just raw, just natural. Going into car customization, I had people that were talking to me about the work that they wanted me to just visualize and dream up to do to their car, because I've always been fascinated with cars and customization and going fast. So that was just one that really was easy for me to get into.
What got you into cars?
My dad. My dad grew up. Well, when I was growing up, my dad was always building on, working on, racing some type of vehicle. So I have pictures of me in diapers walking around with an iron, just a wrench or something,
Yeah.
working with my dad. So
I gotcha.
it's just what I was raised in.
Yeah.
But going on after the cars, we got into actual forex trading and cryptocurrency investing.
How was Forex? Because they advertise a lot. Or,
An MLM company advertises a lot.
yeah. So I'm like on Sharper, where it's like a networking app.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people that are probably like 18 years old are Forex traders.
Yes, forex is great.
It is? Okay.
Doing it through an MLM is not.
Okay.
I've got so many other teachers and coaches that you could pay the same type of money to an MLM. You could pay that to them, and you'd actually have much more focus, much more success. Just hit me up about that. That's something that I won't go into, because I know that there's a big MLM company. I'm friends with a lot of the people in that company. It's never made sense for me to have Forex, which is great, and multi-level marketing or network marketing or social entrepreneurship, which is also great, paired together. They're two separate beasts in and of itself. I think they should stay separate, because just because you are trading Forex means, okay, now I am doing this MLM that trades Forex. I don't have the opportunity to go do another MLM that might better fit me and things like that. I've got a strong feeling about that. So after Fly Trades, after we actually had about $10,000 in investment on a cryptocurrency, we made our investors their investment back.
Cryptocurrency, you said?
Yeah, a cryptocurrency.
What kind?
Electronium. You haven't heard of it? Okay,
No.
that's fine. Yeah, not gonna explain it. I just knew that I got wind that it was gonna, do well.
I really heard about Ripple.
Ripple, we weren't part of that Ripple.
I put some money into it. I still have it. I probably haven't checked it since like almost a year now.
Yeah. So when we did the cryptocurrency investment, I had let everybody know, hey, go ahead and take your initial investment out. That was towards the end of 2017. I just stopped all of it. I stopped the whole Fly operation because of some other things that I had going on personally. Not going to get into any of that all the way, but 2018 was just not the best year for me, and I went through a lot. I experienced a lot personally. I didn't do a lot of things I wanted to do. And coming out to 2019, I told myself, hey, if things don't change, you have to change.
Who has to change?
Me.
You have to
I
change.
had to change.
Yeah.
I had to change some of the things, some of the people, some of the ways that my life was going in order for me to receive something different, to achieve something different. And that's just been in the past 3 months that I made that decision, and that I've been working towards that, and it's been incredible. It's been amazing. And that's what's brought us here to Fly Travel, or for what some people know it as, is Travel with Fly.
Travel with Fly.
Yeah, go to travelwithfly.com. We
Yeah.
can help you save up to 35%
Drop
on
it.
any travel that you're looking to take in the near future.
So break that down a little bit more.
So we have a model that allows people, which are customers and average and everyday individuals, to save money on the trips, the vacations, the resorts, the cruises, the hotel stays, the rental cars that they're going to do anyways, compared to Priceline, Expedia, Travelocity. sites that everyone knows about, sites that they're always buying from, and they're thinking they're getting a savings, but there's so much more money out there able to be saved.
Yeah, because who even controls, the fluctuation of the prices? Let me just throw this out here before you keep going. Second camera died. For those listening on Spotify, you're good. Or any other Anchor FM. Anchor FM, we're on Google's podcast and anywhere audio ed podcasts are there. You can just look up Grow with Ruben and it'll come up. So continue.
So we have this model where we can share with people these savings. Now, that's compared to that Priceline, Travelocity, Expedia. And remember what we talked about earlier. The old model was customers pay more for something that they can get elsewhere for less. Well, what? This guy. Well, what we're doing here is we're allowing our agents, our team builders, our ambassadors to go out and offer savings, offer true savings to their customers for free. Their customers don't have to pay a monthly subscription. Their customers don't have to pay anything to be members of this program, to be members to access this platform. But what they get is savings passed on to them.
So and putting it in just layman's terms for somebody that's literally just like turn it on, turn it off. In short form, basically you're getting a bulk discount because of the group, but you're giving out the discount over to your clients.
So I receive, let's say, up to 70% of a discount if I was to book.
Okay.
But if I was to share this with my customers for free, because I'm a business owner, I pay for these things. I pay to have this access. But to share it with my customer, I can give them 50% of my discount.
Oh, yeah, makes sense. And then you keep that 25, right? 20.
Yeah, some
like
around
that.
there.
But
yeah,
you're
I
both
make a
saving.
bonus.
Yeah, you're making a bonus, and they save.
And they save, which
So
is
you're-
more important.
so-
When you get enough people what they want,
Yeah.
you can have what you want.
That's what I was gonna say. So your key thing is literally helping people.
Yes.
So-
it's literally helping people out.
Yeah.
There's no benefit if I don't help you save
Right.
on your travel. There's no benefit for me. People
Right.
are not subscribed to, my radio channel. They're subscribed to their own radio channel.
Right.
And everyone
Yeah.
has 30 tabs open when they're looking for a trip,
Mm-hmm.
trying to find the best price, the best deal.
You just need to go on Google Flights on Tuesday, man, and fly out of Austin.
Well, here's the thing with the flights. There's no money to be made, no money to be saved in this type of concept for flights.
Gotcha.
The only way that you save or make money on flights is if you work for the airline. But
Makes
the only
sense.
way you pay less is if you book at a great time. That's
Yeah.
the only way you save any money on a flight as a consumer.
Right. Yeah, man. I hunt for those deals like constantly. I'm always hunting for deals. Yeah, we had somebody my sister's wife's grandpa worked at United, and he had so many buddy passes that he gave them out to us. That was a good year. We flew. We flew.
It was a great
everywhere.
year. A great
It
year
was
for me.
definitely a great year. Saved so much. All I had to do was pay the taxes on the flight.
Right.
That was a good year. He retired now. He's doing his thing. Maybe I'll have him on here. He has some interesting opinions. So definitely would love to have him on here and hear him out. So I want you to explain how Fly happened But I think what's most beneficial and what's most true to a lot of us is you said you had something happen personally, so we don't have to break that down. But I think that's where everyone could relate.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, I think, goes through some form or version of that. Right? But it's
Right.
how the person handles that situation and how they are disciplined enough to be able to climb out of the hole. And, you know, I hate to say motivation. The reason I hate to say motivation, by the way, is because it comes from the word motive, which is reason.
Reason, yes.
And then
yes.
the word action. So, which is obviously taking some kind of action, right? So, you get motive, you get action, then you get motivation. But it's really, if you have enough reason, then you'll take action, right? I got that from a book, so I'm not that smart. It was from a book, but I do read, so I'll take credit for reading the book.
Look, Ruben, steal it until you feel it, okay? Until it becomes your own, okay?
Right. No, I'm gonna give credit where it's due. You know, I did read it in a book, but I think it's called Know Exactly What to Say. I would have to get you the author's name, but it's literally like Know Exactly What to Say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so how did you how did you have enough reason? What were your reasons that you were like, you know, this is good enough reason for me to stop this, you know, bad thing that I wasn't in.
This path,
yeah.
You know, this way of life that wasn't who I truly was.
Okay.
See, I came to know myself and who I was very early on in life, and it was because of my dad instilling into me that I must become the man of the house. I must become the man of everything that I do. And
how old were you when you said that?
it was like I was like 8 to 10.
Oh, wow.
I was very, very young. But what I ended up seeing, and I actually have this, and a matter of fact, after we share this and I post it to my Facebook, I'll share it to my Facebook.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah. I'm going to post what I have written up. Okay. I'm going to post what the past 3 or 4 years kind of felt like and what I did and what decision I made, but I'm going to say it here. See, I was demotivated. Motivation.
Didn't have enough reason.
I was depressed. I was just down. I wasn't who I knew I was.
Right.
Okay. I was not doing the things I knew that was truly me. And I just had a guy hit me up today. He's like, man, you know, I'm going to give you a call. I've just been working on getting back to who I am. And that is the motivation. That was the reason. That was why. If you have a strong enough why, it doesn't matter how or when, but it just matters why you're doing it, because you can achieve anything with a strong enough why. That was my reason why.
Can't fly though. Unless,
but you can fly.
They go with fly.
With fly, yes. Yeah. But I wanted to get back to being who I truly was.
Okay.
And it was this person that is impacting so many lives. This person that is just networking with so many people. This person that just speaks manifestation, not only into his own life, not only into my life, because my life is going to work because it's me.
Yeah.
But if I can help someone else derive that for themselves, that is so much more impactful, not for them, but for me.
Yeah.
It feels so much better inside for me when I can help someone else become what they want to be. And that, this is going to be the first place that I say this publicly.
Okay.
That is,
cut this into a clip so it can be like the advertisement here, right here. This is gonna be it.
So listen, I spent the past 5 years, the past 4 years being a mechanical engineer, where I work and operate on the processes to make sure that a, oil and gas platform functions properly.
Yeah.
Now I'm shifting my career. I'm changing my career, and what I'm becoming and what I am is a vision engineer.
Okay.
And a vision engineer creates processes, creates ways and means of doing something to help someone else achieve the vision for their future, put them on a platform to help them achieve that vision for their future.
Clip right there. That's amazing news for, I mean, that's, if I'm a listener, this is true right here. What are you going to share about your writing?
About my writing.
You said you had something written down, and
that was it.
okay.
That's
what you wrote down?
That is it.
Oh, that's amazing. That's awesome. That's a good thing to keep in your refrigerator when you head out every day, and you're like, hey, this is my mission statement right
Exactly.
here. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
And it's also really good that you have such a strong and well-worded mission statement, because then when moving forward and having more people work with you and you sharing your vision,
Mm-hmm.
as long as you have your mission statement, you go by that mission statement, then you can't really, fail.
Yeah.
Again,
I mean,
it goes back to planning.
it goes back to something that I was taught some years ago. It's all about manifestation and what you see.
Yeah.
You don't get what you want in life.
Right.
You get what you picture. So I picture myself being that vision engineer before I became this vision engineer.
So I completely agree with you 100%. For people like you, though, okay, because there's a lot of people that listen to The Secret, and they're taught that if you envision this, I'm hearing a gecko now. Sorry, guys, for you guys listening, that if you envision this and you believe it and you truly believe it, every single day you put a picture up on your wall, every day you leave, then you will have all those things, right? So like, I feel that there's like a line that you can't cross, because then you're just delusional, right? So like, I'm not putting anybody on blast. I just know this is out there, and I've experienced it firsthand. I think we talked about a relationship that I was talking about. It falls into this case right here.
Right.
So we have somebody that's like very motivated to be rich or have a huge following. So they're really motivated. So their I guess their vibe, or they really want it, but then their actions don't line with that at all. And then when it's time to put in the action, they can't. So it's really hard to, just say that and be like, everybody just think about it, because not everybody's like Christopher.
Well, that's the thing. I'm not trying to make everybody like me to where you only need yourself.
Yeah.
I'm being that person to hold them accountable to what they want to achieve. I'm not going to push them to do something that they don't want to do, or that they're not willing to do, or that they didn't tell me they want to achieve. See, what you just stated is one of the main reasons why I said, oh, this is what I should do, because I can bring this experience, this effort, this help to much more people than just myself. Because I know that I'm going to be okay.
Yeah.
But who else can I help be okay? Who else has just been out there listening to The Secret, reading these books, but they just don't have anybody working with them to help them get to that next level. And then, let's revisit. Let's modify. Let's update that. And then get to that next level. And that is where you are correct 100% wholeheartedly in saying, a lot of people, they do picture it. They do believe it. They do want it, but they see themselves doing it. But because their actions don't line up, they're not going to achieve it.
Yeah.
And that is the action, is getting paired up and partnered up with somebody like myself. Everybody isn't going to partner up with me because everybody isn't going to like me.
No.
Everybody hates Chris. That's you remember
I don't
that
hate
show?
you.
I know
remember
you
the
don't.
show.
But I understand that maybe I might not be able to affect everyone, but for the people that I can affect, I'm going to help them out in a way that no one is going to ever be able to come between.
That's awesome, man.
Thanks.
I know I say that a lot, but it's true though. It's not just a filler word, I promise. I would say That's my filler word.
We got 5 minutes.
Let's do it, man. Actually, let's. I think you shared a lot. I would like to take these 5 minutes to, for you to just tell us, man, where can we follow your fly journey? Where can we follow you on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Snapchat, on Spotify?
Okay.
We're everywhere now.
Yeah. So go ahead and go to facebook.com/theonlycls. Okay, that's one. Go to instagram.com. You want to take a guess? /theonlycls.
That's awesome branding, by the way.
Great branding.
Yeah.
Go to Snapchat.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Gotcha.
The only CLS.
The only CLS.
The only CLS @gmail.com.
Okay.
You can go to my websites, workwithcls.com,
Okay.
travelwithfly.com,
Travelwithfly.com.
travelwithcls.com.
Travelwithcls.com. That's a lot of domain names.
It's a lot.
That's good though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you about that in a minute. And on YouTube, this is where we're doing our marketing with the network marketing company iBoomerang. Go to iBoomerang with Fly. That's iBoomerang spelled with 2 U's, not 2 O's. Okay, iBoomerang with Fly on YouTube, and search the channels. We might be able to put a link in the description or something.
Yeah, we
like
definitely
that.
can. We can do that.
I'm forcing myself. It's better to ask for
No.
forgiveness than permission.
I'll put it on there. I'll put it on our YouTube.
For sure.
Also,
Appreciate that, man.
I like it, like I said, because of the numbers, and it makes sense, and it's logical. I can trace the money.
Right.
Not only that, right? You don't seem like you're desperate, or you're like one of those people. One thing that I do like about how you do pretty much your Facebook, it's like you had every single chance today to sell me on your project today, but you didn't. You didn't do that. You're like, you know what? It doesn't feel forced compared to when there's somebody that's super committed to their multi-level marketing company. You know that if they're hitting you up, it's for that
To be recruited.
to be recruited.
Exactly.
So, that's something that I really like that you do. One of the things that we kind of bring that practice into City Inside Houston is not to only talk about real estate. People want to hear about everything else. They want to know about Houston. So we talk about all different aspects of content about Houston on Tuesday at 11 a.m. on facebook.com/for City Inside Houston. Come check out my man, Eric Mariscal, giving you the live update. So guys, go follow Christopher. Check him out. Tell him that you saw him on our, which one? Are you watching on Facebook? Are you watching the earlier clip on Instagram? Or are you just listening to us? If you are just listening to us, go ahead and give him an email. The man will share with you what he has going on. And what else would you do for them?
I'll help you become who you truly want to be.
Hey,
Plain and simple.
Hey, don't go to a psychologist. Go to Christopher. And Christopher, man, thanks for coming by.
Oh, man, I appreciate having you. And everyone that's watching this, I appreciate your time. We took a little bit, but hey, it's worth it. Trust me.
Oh, definitely. I appreciate you coming on, man.
All right. Have a good one, man.
You too.